G'day everybody. My phone is working again. But I have to have it plugged into this at the moment because I think I've got myself a battery problem. The battery all of a sudden died last night as after I plugged it back in, it come back on and gave me a little triangle symbol saying a fault of the battery. I'm pretty sure that was what it was. And I thought it wasn't going to come on. And then all of a sudden it come on. It took a while. It's come on. And then it went off. And then I've got it back on and it's staying on now. So it's a battery problem, getting it to charge up. So at the moment I've got it plugged into this. I've had it charged up for a few minutes now. It's giving me 1%. When it started charging, it said 84% and then started charging. I'm like, well, there you go. But then when you pulled it out and it charged a bit and then I pulled it out, the charger, it went down to 1%. So I think it's the battery playing up when it comes to my phone. So I've still got to get a new phone soon. Or I've got to have this plugged in all the time. This will be my new battery. Now, because this is my new battery, I started thinking the old days, the old replaceables, when you can replace the battery. So I want to talk about it. And a reason why, my opinion, of why batteries are now infused within the phone. Okay, people? And once again, it'll be about money is the reason in the end. And here it goes. Back in the day, we used to be able to replace batteries for people's phones when they play it up. As if you overuse a battery, you might need to replace the battery instead of replacing the whole phone. But that means companies back in the day needed to have spare batteries around at shops so people can go replace it for their new phone or their phone. The phones started coming out really quick, right? And then you had companies having batteries for old models that people didn't buy. Right? They were still making money. The phones companies still popping along, right? But they want to make more money, and sometimes it's a good idea to make more money, right? But not if it's going to come out of the people's pockets. And what do I mean by that? Well, putting a battery in permanently to save money so you don't have to have batteries for spare batteries, and you do just a little bit if people actually want to come in and replace it, but you make it so expensive, like how people are making hired movies so expensive that you don't want to replace it. It's a way of force pushing, right? And you make the phone have the battery so that way people need a battery when their phone plays up and it's permanently in. They either have the expensive cost where we'll go, you might as well just get a new model and it's better and it's just a little bit more expensive than the battery, like the hire part where you can hire it and then $5 more you can buy it. It's the same thing, same tactic. You see, once businesses know that a tactic works for them and they can make something happen because the people won't complain enough about it, and if they don't use later, they make it happen. Right? Companies can do things, and if people complain about it, it forces them not to end up having spare batteries if people wanted them all the time, right? But obviously people didn't, and it's something that they probably got away with. You get it, people? Because we didn't complain. When it comes to people pushing people, they'll do as much as they can if you don't complain. Even though you don't like it, you're not complaining, so they'll do it to you anyway. All right? Anyway, that's my opinion of what they can do. I'm not saying they did that. They can come and explain to me in the future, or they probably would, right? And explain to me why they went to battery inside the phone. I'm just saying doing that can make you more money. It's a good sign on the company. So, and it just makes it harder for people that like to keep phones to go get a cheaper version, which is just replace the battery. And that way we don't need all these materials or more money to replace the whole phone and battery. Right? Because the phone itself, which is the technology, should be more dear than the battery, shouldn't it? Right? We do that all the time. Things are so expensive when the phone first come out, right? And then it's $1,000, and then when your battery goes to die a year or so later, or a bit quicker, it depends on how much you use your phone, right? Your phone's only worth a couple of $100, and then they'll say, oh, the battery's about the same price, and you might as well just get a new phone. You get it? Right? Anyway, people, have a good one. And I thought I'd mention that just in case the company is doing it, because if they are, this will piss them off, right? And make them want to talk about it. And if you haven't talked about it, they will now, and help people confirm why they do decisions they do instead of just a little quick saying, and how they're going to help people that need their batteries replaced. Maybe they might put down that if you got some sort of weird fault or proof that you didn't do it, we might be able to replace your battery for free if you bring it in, we'll pull it apart. Maybe they need to bring out something like that to ease people's minds a little bit when it comes to the spare battery, because that way you're still offering the spare battery to the people at a cheaper price, and they can come in and get it done if they need to for the poor people, and then you can just leave the other one, leave the phones with the battery in if that's what they want to do because it's better. You know what I mean? Anyway, it was a conversation I could talk about later about why companies do what they do, and definitely on conversations where I can come up with an idea that they did it because they can make money. And I'm not saying that that's what they did, but I'm just saying if I can come up with an idea where it could be a scam to make more money, they need to explain that it's definitely not that, and it's for the benefit of all, and to save money and materials. That's, I can see not making more extra spare ones would be good for the planet, but is it about being good for the planet and fair to the people, or about making money? Have a good one. See yous.